Special occasion speaking. In this chapter, we'll look at understanding the difference between research-based speeches and special occasion speeches, the types of special occasion speeches, using language to create emotional and evocative phrases in special occasion speeches, understanding the proper techniques for developing a special occasion speech. So, what is the goal of a special occasion speech? It's typically to stir emotions, respond to an occasion or event, entertain, amuse, inspire, and it may involve a different manner of speaking than your typical informative or persuasive speech. It should capture the audience's attention while delivering a message. So there's 4 steps. Prepare. The personal or impromptu nature should not allow you to appear unprepared. Adapt to the occasion. What is the reason for this speech? Adapt to the audience. Remember, it's about them and not about you. And be mindful of time. Typically, a special occasion speech is very brief. There's a speech of introduction. This is designed to briefly introduce the main speaker, a keynote speaker at an event. It's an honor to be asked to do this, so take it seriously. You should forecast the topic, tell why the speaker is qualified to speak, and explain why the audience should listen. A speech of presentation accompanies the giving of an award. It's common and very important to get it right. The content is to explain the nature of the award, why the recipient won, and mention others up for the award if possible or relevant. But it's also important to be mindful of time. A speech of acceptance. When an individual wins a major award, you might give a speech. Don't be like entertainment award winners necessarily. Have a speech ready if you know you're up for an award. Be thankful, gracious, and short. Thank those giving the award, those who helped, and indicate what you will do with the award if it's money. A speech of dedication is given at the opening of a building, store, or monument. The content is explain your connection to the building, acknowledge those who designed, built, and funded it, and explain its value to the community and users. Toast or for praising or congratulating someone. It's important that you're brief, be appropriate, avoid inside jokes, be sensitive, speak to the persons being toasted. Roast or praise and good-natured insults to a person being honored. At conclusion of a banquet in a person's honor, humor should not be hurtful. Audience should understand the references and again avoid inside or personal jokes. A eulogy is a speech given in honor of a deceased person, usually at a funeral or memorial service. You must take special care with this type. Learn about the person, ask others for the information, use 1 or 2 examples of gentle but appropriate humor. Consider praise, lament, and consoling the family. A speech of farewell is given when someone is moving to a new position or a city. Express appreciation for what the experience and relationships have meant, and always end on a high note. A commencement speech is at a graduation ceremony. It's about the graduates. So the content should use a theme if there is one for the ceremony. Use personal life experiences. You can be funny, but it must be appropriate, and make sure that it's brief. Focus on the students and providing them wisdom for their future, and place things in a broader context. An after-dinner speech is typically given at a banquet, and usually the speaker is professional or known for their skills. Not a stand-up comedy routine, but it is a real speech. In this instance, you'll write an informative or persuasive speech 2/3 of the way and leave the other third for humorous materials. You can use props or visual aid in an after-dinner speech. A motivational speech is designed to move audiences towards some kind of action through emotional arousal. 4 types is a hero speech, a survivor speech, a religious speech, or a success speech. Special occasion language. Take more care with specific use of language. So think about all the things we talked about in the language chapter. This is where you can really be more creative with the language that you use. Use rhetorical techniques from chapter 10, your delivery chapter, or language chapter. Focus on basic evocative words that will put out emotions in the audience or bring out emotions in the audience. Special occasion delivery. Lean toward manuscript delivery due to specific language choices. I wouldn't necessarily agree with this. I get the last part of it, where if you're using certain figurative language techniques, you want to make sure that you say it correctly. I would say you don't necessarily want to use the manuscript, but you would have those things highlighted, easy to see, so that your figurative language can be easily picked up and read to the audience. Practice for vocal variety and emphasis for emotion. Make sure your length is what's expected by whatever occasion you're in. Eye contact and comedic timing is very important. You may have many occasions throughout your career and your life to give a special occasion speech. Probably a lot of it's a toast or things at a wedding. Sometimes you may be asked to speak at a funeral, and those are very challenging situations to speak at. You may be asked to speak at your church, an organization that you're a part of. It's important to think about your audience, what they need to hear from you, and the best way to present that information to your audience. They can be fun. You do have the ability to be more creative than you do in a research based speech, but it is still something you should prepare for ahead of time.